Hello, math kiddos. All right. So, I did mention yesterday that I am not in today because I am out on a field trip with my seventh grade AVID students. So, we are currently at Chapman University. So, I did leave, however, some work for us to practice and to finish for today. Okay, so that way my math classes don't fall behind. All right, so thank you to our guest teacher who is here. Make sure, students, that you are following the way of the Scots and you're following the expectations of this classroom. Okay, and then again, thank you to our guest teacher who is here covering for today. So our agenda slide looks like this, where you have a reminder that your 5 ALEKS topics are due by Sunday. And then you have today's plan, which we are going to finish our foldable. And then from yesterday, we started Unit 9, and then you're going to do a digital practice. Okay? So I am collecting. I normally check the homework and provide credit during class and have giving opportunity to grade it. But because I am not in class today, I am going to have you turn it in. Our guest teacher will collect it, and I will assign points based off of completion. Okay? If you didn't get to do it correctly, I'll make note of it, but you won't lose points as long as you attempted and you completed it. So your due now is to take out week 13 homework. Make sure your name is on the homework, and you turn it into our guest teacher. And again, only if it is complete. If you didn't finish it, hang on to it, do it over the weekend, and then check in with me on Monday. Okay? All right, so we can pause the video, we can take attendance, we can collect the homework. Once we are ready, we're going to get into our notebook and finish our foldable. So go ahead and pause it and press play once we're ready to take our notes. Okay, let's go ahead, and you should have your notes out. Open to page, I believe, 116 it is, where we glued it in. But here we have our notes. And yesterday we talked about our first lesson in this unit of statistics. And it's about mean, median, mode, and range. And we were introduced by providing you some slides with graphs that provided a little bit of information each time, right? And it was about a player one game and how many points were scored for each game. And ended up coming down to an average of 15. Then I gave you little cubes where you were trying to figure out how many can each person get in the class where we had all the same amount. That was the average. Both of those examples focused on finding the average number, finding the mean. So mathematically, there are 2 ways to do it. First, add up all the numbers. Second, divide by the total of the numbers we have, right? And then we looked at 3 other ways to find certain things from the data that we have. Okay? On the inside, we were able to discuss one example problem where we had our daily temperatures for 5 days for the week. And we found the average temperature, and then the other 3 sets of data. So instead of saying, like, if a friend asks, what was the temperature like? And instead of saying, well, the first day it was 82 degrees, the second day was 85, the third day was 83, instead of listing out exactly the temperature for each days, you can say, well, the average temperature of the 5 days was 83 degrees. That gives you a rough estimate of how hot or cold it was. Okay, so that's average. Middle, once they are in order from smallest to biggest, least to greatest, you're able to find the middle. We're also able to find which one occurs the most, and then the range. So taking away the biggest with the smallest, so the range of temperatures was a 5-degree range. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to give you notes on finishing up example 2 and example 3, and then I'll give you the rest of the period to complete today's classwork, okay, which is then for you to take our notes and then do the practice, okay? All right, so excuse me for the way I sound. I'm still feeling a little sick. All right, here we have in this example, Maggie. Maggie quiz scores, so we're talking about quiz scores, and in her math class. All right, so we have quiz scores in math class, and here are the scores. Okay, let's go ahead and find the average. So what is the average score that Maggie is getting on her quizzes? So we're going to do that by adding these numbers. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 quiz scores. So we want to make sure 8 quiz scores are lined up. Okay, so I think I got them all. I'm going to count just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I got them all. Okay, let's go ahead and now add them up. Yep, that's 34. Carry the 3. Add the tens column. And in total, that adds up to 124, right? So that wouldn't make sense if her average score was 124. So that should be a sign. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not done. To find the average, I got to divide it by the 8 because there's 8 quiz scores. Now, we can go ahead and work it out. So 8 goes into 0 or 1 0 times, but it divides into 12 one time. Subtract. 8 goes into 44 about 5 times. Subtract. There's still more, so let's add a decimal, a 0 for 40. And now I'm finished. So the average score is 15.5 points. So we see here her lowest was 13, her highest was 20. She got a 14, a 16. Well, in average, she is scoring about a 15.5. Okay? All right, so for the 3, we need to put them in order. So smallest, 12. So I'm just taking the 8 numbers. I'm just putting them in order. I'm crossing them off as I go, so that way I don't miss any. And then I'm going to count to make sure I have all 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. I can put a comma in between. I can space them out. All right, middle number. Let's go ahead and find the middle number. Oh, the middle is right down in between 14 and 16. So what do you guys think the middle number would be? Yep, that is 15. That would be the middle. So the median is 15. Mode, which one occurs the most? So 14, she got 2 quizzes that were 14 that occurred the most. That's 14. And then the last one is the range. So we have the highest score was a 20. The lowest score was 12. So the range was 8 points. So here we have the range. So it's an 8-point difference between her scores, which is kind of a big gap to be 8 points difference. All right, last example. All right, this time we're talking about money. And Jacob earns a different amount of money each week. Okay, so he must be doing some chores, getting allowance, and every week, depending on his chores or what he does, that's how much money he gets. So let's start off with finding the average amount of money he earns. So we're going to add up our totals. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 numbers, so that's how much he gets. We're talking about 5 weeks. So 20, 15, 24, 30, 21. Let's go ahead and add that all up. Add all that money. 10, 11. Okay, so we have $110 in total divided into the 5 weeks. 5 goes into 1. Nope. 5 goes into 11 2 times. 5 goes into 10 2 times. So $22 is the average he is earning per week. Okay. Just some time to get that. Now let's take a look at the other 3. So let's put them in order from the least amount, which was 15. And then we're going to work our way up to the most he earned. 5. Yeah, so I got them all. All right. Let's find the median. That is the middle number. Here it is. So the middle is 21. It's going to find the mode, the one that occurs the most. None of them repeated. So there was no repetition. So you would just say none. None occur the most. And then we end with range. So the highest he earned was 30. The least he earned was 15. So 30 take away 15 is $15. So the range was $15. So he could come up 15, he could go back down 15, or be in the middle somewhere, but that is the range. All right, so this is what you're going to use to help you out with today's classwork. So let me go ahead and share with you that in Canvas, under graded assignments, so graded assignments will be the one with the stars. I am grading this. We are in the month of April, and today is April 12th. So go ahead and click the assignment. It's called Mean, Median, Mode, Range, Mystery Picture. Once you open up the assignment, it looks like this, where you have to answer it correctly to do a picture reveal. Okay? So I do want to share with you, so make sure you are looking up, even if you're still trying to log into Canvas, take a quick glance up. Here where it says question 10, or whatever question it's on, there's a little arrow. If you click on the arrow, that is where you would get the questions from. Okay, there's a total of 20 questions. So let's go ahead and start at question number 1. And I have to find the median of this data set. I have to show work. So this is where you will use the last pages of your notebook. This is where you'll use a separate sheet of paper, but you will show work, and then I will check the work after you submit this assignment. I will check it on Monday. Okay? So don't lose. Show your work, and then don't lose it. All right. So once you show your work and you find the median for question number 1, you're going to put in an answer. And then move on to question 2. If it is red, then that means you didn't do it correctly. So that means I got to go back to my work, figure out what is the correct answer, and fix it. Okay? All right, so that is what you are doing for the rest of the period. You are accessing this assignment on Canvas, and you're using this arrow button to flip through the questions. If you don't have your iPad, then you are doing the paper version of this assignment, and then you'll have to transfer this paper version of the assignment onto Canvas once you do get your iPad. Okay? All right, everyone, have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll see everyone on Monday.